Big news just dropped. Raheem Mostert's going to be out for Thursday's game against the Buffalo Bills, and people are now running to the waiver wire to pick up Jeff Wilson and Jaylen Wright. Both these running backs got a lot of upside in this offense. Also, DeVon Achane's on the mend and may not be in this game as well. So we're looking at these running backs, and we want to know who to pick up, why to pick up, and if we should even start them or at least stash and hold just to see what happens with these running backs. We're going to go over the news, the facts, the data, the advanced analytics to see whether or not you need these guys for fantasy football. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now because we're doing these deep dives every day. When news drops on a player like this and you're wondering, a deep dive is more than likely going to be here so you can look at the advanced metrics and see what you want to do with that player. I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, but it's in the tea leaves of the numbers. Click that button. Stop missing out. Today, we are looking at Jeff Wilson. I think later today, I'll talk about Jaylen Wright and do a deep dive on him. Because honestly, I did one a few weeks ago, and I think that needs to be resurfaced. But Raheem Mostert's out. DeVon Achane's on the mend. May not be playing. It's a game time decision. Something to take note of here, and we look at the carries here. 10 carries for DeVon Achane. Raheem Mostert got 6. Wilson got 5. A lot of Wilson's touches came in the fourth quarter, but Achane's the man if he's healthy and good to go. He's going to be getting the touches, he's going to be getting the workload, and he's going to be using the passing game. Like I said, Wilson's touches came in the fourth quarter. He was clutch in the fourth quarter. He allowed them to seal things. Wilson here is going to earn touches in this game on Thursday. How many, we don't know, but he's going to earn some touches due to what he showed in the fourth quarter. So he's going to get some workload. Will that be enough juice for fantasy production? That's the question, and we're not really going to know till game day. But we do know Thursday, when snaps are being played, he will be on the field to some degree, getting some touches. Probably, if Achane's out there, maybe about 10 carries, maybe somewhere around that, maybe around double-digit touches. He's earned it. He's earned probably at least 5 touches after all, and if he hits a good one, he's probably going to earn a few more, and it's just going to unravel a little bit. But Jeff Wilson, 15% of the snaps, 5 rushing attempts, 26 yards, 5.2 yards per carry, and he got that in the fourth quarter, and he was very dependable, and he's always been dependable, and he has been productive, whether it was with the Niners or with the Dolphins. He's a dependable running back that you can just plug in there, and he gets the job done. He's not the flashiest, he's not the sexiest, but Jeff Wilson's just one of those guys you plug back there, he gets your team by, and looking at him, he's a guy that has a bit of an injury history. So if this Mostert injury is a thing, he's out for some time. We're looking at Jeff Wilson. We also got to note he gets hurt every year. He gets banged up every year. He misses time. So this is another player you got to pay attention to week to week if this becomes more of a thing. And that means Jaylen Wright. What I've been saying about Jaylen Wright is he's a stash. He's a lottery ticket stash. So he's a guy you're just watching right now, but he needs to be rostered in all leagues. He needs to be rostered and sitting on the bench in all leagues. If you're desperate, if you're FOMOing Jaylen Wright, I suggest just making some DraftKings lineups or some FanDuel lineups with him because there's a lot of unknown, but he has 4.3 speed. He fits with this offense well. He's electric. I'm going to do another deep dive on him here in a bit. Today. There will be a deep dive on Jaylen Wright today. I already did one a few weeks ago, and I've talked about him a lot. I've talked about him off and on the last, 9 months or so. This guy's got speed. He's a little bit raw, but he's got speed to burn, fits with his offense, and all it takes is 2 or 3 carries, and he can be lights out, and he's got the upside to be a league winner. He's also got a lot of downside to him as well, but I'll go deeper on him. And you're looking at this running back depth chart. Mostert out. It's Achane being the guy. And now you got Jeff Wilson as the dependable guy coming up. Jaylen Wright is just a rocket that could explode, but Jeff Wilson's guaranteed some touches on Thursday. He's guaranteed some touches. We saw that in the fourth quarter. He's earned them. He's earned touches for Thursday. He's going to start off getting touches. I can guarantee you that. How many? Probably about 5-ish at least. Might be getting up to 10. We're looking at the Bills. They allowed 17.3 PPR fantasy points to James Conner. James Conner racked up 50 yards on the ground on 16 carries. Not good for yards per carry average, but something to take note. He also caught some balls out of the backfield. Now we're against the Dolphins. I love DeVon Achane in this matchup. Healthy or not, I'm not worried about that. But Jeff Wilson getting some workload, and then Jaylen Wright getting some opportunities here and there. Maybe he pops off and gets more. Something to look for here, especially if the Bills hold Wilson down like they did James Conner. That could be comparable, but that could be enough to get you fantasy points, but that could be enough to allow Jaylen Wright to get some opportunities. So you got to watch Jaylen Wright. And then looking at the Dolphins matchup last week, because that is very impactful here. They were down to start the game. They had to play comeback. 26.7 seconds between snaps. They threw the ball a lot. They ran the ball still 28 times. That's very effective. They stick with the run game. So your running backs are getting used. They will use Jeff Wilson. He's been in the offense for a long time. Jaylen Wright's got the upside. And now we're looking at the wide receivers. And the passing game, DeVon Achane saw 7 targets. That's not going to be front-loaded to the other running backs. You don't have to when you got Hill and Waddle. You can really just target both of them double-digit times and keep it rolling, especially in a matchup like this, and just sprinkle in your running backs here and there. That's probably what they're going to do if Achane's out. Achane's going to get work in the passing game. Achane's going to get a big workload if he's in. Raheem Mostert did earn 3 targets. Jeff Wilson might get something like that out of the backfield. And you're looking at the Bills defense locking down James Conner, 3.1 yards per carry. Kyler Murray was able to get some rushing yards there, but they did lock down the run game there. That could happen, but if Achane's there, he should be electric, but it may not be overly smooth. They might be looking to pass the ball. They got speed. This is going to be a different look altogether. This is going to be a fun matchup, but the thing about this, you don't need him because you don't need a running back for your lineup. If you don't need a running back for your lineup, I would kind of gloss over Jeff Wilson, maybe pick him up just in case, but more than likely you got a stash play on the back end of your bench that you can't drop. You don't drop your stashes for Jeff Wilson, but if you need a running back to add to your lineup, you are. But you're hurting at running back, so you got to throw somebody in there. You're looking at one of these 2 running backs. You're looking at the guaranteed touches. If Achane's out, so you're going Jeff Wilson, or you're going with the lottery ticket of Jaylen Wright. DFS, you're looking for a running back on the cheap. You're going to throw him in there because he's cheap, and you're just going to hammer out high-priced players for the rest of your lineup. That's what you're doing. You need to do that. You want to do that. You're doing like 50 to 150, 300 lineups or whatever. You're going to do that anyways. That's what's really going to happen. But I suggest looking at this backfield. I suggest looking at Jeff Wilson here to see what he can deliver for your fantasy team. I don't recommend really starting him unless Achane's out and you just want those touches. He's guaranteed touches. He's not guaranteed fantasy production. 5, 10 at least, somewhere around there. Maybe a little bit more if Achane's out or if he starts rolling hot. But again, with Jaylen Wright, a lot of upside, and I'm going to do a deep dive here in the next few minutes. It should be out here in a little bit. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.